There is exactly 1 week left in a month, and 3 more books in my TBR that I still haven't got to. So, let's see. Can I finish my monthly TBR or not? I just spent my whole time reading. I love when that happens. The way I'm eating this book up. Yeah. Finally not doomed here. I love this book so much. It's so good. This reading vlog definitely comes to be very chaotic, but hey, I found a 5-star. We're good. Let's quickly run through 3 books that I have left. 2 I physically own, and the 3rd one I will be reading an e-version of. The first one is A Dreadful Splendour by B.R. Myers. It is a dark gothic mystery book set in London in 19th century, and we basically follow this woman who is pretending to be a medium until she has to take up a role of a detective in order to uncover this murder. Sounds really intriguing. I have heard literally no one talk about this book ever. I just saw it in a bookstore, read the back of it, found it really interesting, so I had to pick it up. On the back, it literally says that the ending will leave your jaw on the floor, and I'm so here for it. It is also a standalone, which I feel like it is an extra point because I don't want to start more series. I'm already in the middle of way too many, so I feel like standalone would be a good option. The second book is Jade City by Fonda. It is the first book in a high fantasy trilogy in which the magic revolves around this element Jade, which basically enhances your natural abilities like strength, speed, mental abilities, etc. And I believe there are 2 rival families, 2 rival clans that basically start up a war. I've heard that this book specifically is kind of political, and we see a lot of those 2 rival families, and I am really excited for that. I love political fantasy. I love learning more about different worlds and how magic works. I always find it super fascinating. I was also promised that there will be an amazing found family aspect, and I also always eat that up. So I am extremely excited to read this book. Literally cannot wait, and I still do not understand how. It's almost the end of the month and I'm yet to pick up this book. And the 3rd book I will be reading on my pocketbook. Also, look how cute it is. It is A Book of Blood and Roses by Summerlee. Another book that I've heard no one talk about, and that makes me even more excited because I love finding hidden gems. We are set in a Scottish, dark, moody academy where a vampire and a vampire hunter fall in love. I love that. I believe they are roommates, so there will also be a they were roommates trope. Yeah. You can already tell why I want to read this book. I prefer to go into fantasy books blind, so I will not be looking more into what this book is about. I will start reading it and then I will tell you what the premise is. Between these 3 books, there is a book that I am the most excited about, and it definitely will be the book that I will start this video with, and that is none other than Jade City. I've just heard so many amazing things, and it definitely sounds like something I'm gonna enjoy, so I cannot wait to finally start it and find out whether I like it or not. It is a couple of days later. I fear I haven't been reading as much as I would want to, and I fear I may or may not have some bad news. In Jade City, I made it to chapter 5, page 50. So exactly 10% through. I'm not enjoying it. This first bit really felt like just name dumping, place dumping, position dumping, info dumping, really. And I'm not really enjoying it. I know I am way too little in the book to actually have some thoughts and opinions about it, but it's just not intriguing me. I'm not DNFing it just yet. I will push myself through it more, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow as well, but if I feel the same way, I might just stop DNF it and get back to it once I'm actually in the mood for it. I thought I wanted a high fantasy, political fantasy, and I thought I liked political fantasy, but maybe I just don't. I don't think I've ever read political fantasy. If Poppy War counts as political fantasy, but if your reads don't, I feel like that's the only one I read. But yes, Jade City for now, kind of flopping. I really do not enjoy it. I do not understand anything, any of the characters, places, positions of these people, their ranking, nothing. There were already 100 of characters introduced. I don't know. I'm not really vibing with it. So tonight I may or may not be starting another book. Don't look at me like that. I'm sorry. I am gonna be starting the Book of Blood and Roses by Summerlee. Also, yes, I did get a new case while I was away. It looks like a composition book. And I also ordered some like nail stickers with letters. So now it has my name. I hope you can see that. I thought the stickers would be like darker so that my name would be more seen, but you really cannot even tell that it's there. Anyways, I got sidetracked. I will be starting the Book of Blood and Roses right now. I will probably be reading it for like an hour or so before I have to go to bed. Hopefully, I will like it. I really do not feel like falling into a reading slump right now, and I really hope reading slump will not catch me. We'll definitely be reading more of this tomorrow, but for now, I'm gonna stick to this. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's gonna be better, and like I said, hopefully I will not fall into a reading slump. Chapter 12, like approximately 30-ish% of the way through, and the way I'm eating this book up, absolutely what I needed. I love it so much so far, at least so far. It is very fast paced and I love our characters. They are enemies right now, obviously. So far it goes like enemies on one side, I would say. The vampire hunter who goes undercover into this academy obviously hates the vampire who is her roommate. However, the vampire is unaware that her roommate is a vampire hunter because obviously she's undercover. Basically how the book starts off, we meet Rebecca, the vampire hunter. I always wanted to say the vampire slayer, like Buffy, the vampire slayer. She was recruited by this organization that hunts vampires after her parents were brutally killed by like mutated vampires who basically transform into these monsters with absolutely no humanity in them. And she's given a new task to go undercover into this academy, which I still cannot pronounce the name of. Is anyone surprised? She has to go there undercover, not to kill anyone, that is the emphasis, but to find and steal a book. The Book of Blood and Roses, hence literally the title of this book. It is very important to this organization because in that book there are all the unknown ways how to kill vampires and basically all their weaknesses are listed. So Rebecca has to find this book in order to kill all the vampires. Yeah. Her roommate is Alice, not Alice, who actually is an heiress to the most powerful family of vampires in all Europe. Obviously Rebecca, or Casey, that's her like undercover name. Obviously she hates Alice, but Alice doesn't know why this girl hates her. And the banter, I am eating up their banter. It is absolutely amazing. The little comments that they make for each other and all like clapbacks are absolutely amazing. We only so far have one point of view, so we are in Rebecca's head, and I actually love her very much. She's really like witty, sarcastic, and she makes a lot of these like remarks that are actually really funny to read. There was one moment at the beginning of the book where she comes to like her first class in this academy, in this university, where the people who were admitted for the first time into this vampire academy were introduced to like all the rules and everything that you basically have to do in order to not get expelled. And the professor or whoever was giving like this lecture, this pep talk to all the humans says that you are completely safe here, no need to worry about anything, your safety is cared for. And Rebecca thought to herself, well, I've got 2 daggers in my boots, I've got like silver chain in her silver watch, I've got a stake in my bag and a couple other stakes in my room, so yeah, I'm safe. I don't know about y'all, but I'm safe. It was really just funny to read because like, yeah girl, you are actually safe, and she's such a badass. I love her so much so far. She's really interesting to follow, and I'm excited to see how their friendship would develop with Alice. So far it's not really going great, especially after what I just read, like ending of chapter 11. If you know, you know. That was unexpected. I did not expect that to happen. I mean, obviously pretty much everything was unexpected so far that happened, but that definitely drew Rebecca and Alice a little bit apart for obvious reasons. But I kind of feel bad for Alice because that wasn't on purpose, hopefully. At least that's what Alice says. I don't know whether to believe her or not. Anyways, what I wanted to say is that I am absolutely having the most amazing time with this book. I will be reading more of it today. I'm not sure whether I will be reading more of Jade City. It's lying over there and staring at me. I'm not sure I'm excited about that one. I definitely want to prioritize on this one, and I might be reading a lot today because I made quite a bit of progress while I was at the hospital, which was unexpected. I did not expect to stay there that long, so good thing I brought my book. I always bring it with me. I have separational issues. But yes, I will be reading more. I will get back to you once I have more updates, once I have more thoughts. So far so good. I have very high hopes. I am, in fact, absolutely in love with this book so far. It's going so fast and I'm having an absolute blast of time. I am halfway through now. It's literally been like a couple of hours. I just spent my whole time reading. I love when that happens, and I love this book so much. I did not expect to love it as much as I'm loving it. I am in chapter 20, so I'm excited to continue. There was like a jaw-dropping moment where I was like, what? Dude, what do you mean? It was all later explained. I still have some questions. Hopefully they will be answered in this book because it will be a series later. But I was like, dude, what do you mean? Huh? I am honestly just like giggling and kicking my feet almost the whole entire time I'm reading. I would say it's not really a slow burn. However, there is a thing that explains why these characters feel the certain way they feel. I'm not going to be saying what that is because obviously it's a spoiler, but there is an explanation and I like it. I don't know. I love everything about this book so far. I have very high hopes, and it's definitely going to be a very highly rated book if it goes the way it goes right now. I don't know. I'm just literally obsessed with it. I'm going to just sit here for half an hour, read while I'm waiting for my video to render. I love reading so much. There is also an element of forced proximity which I absolutely eat up. Except for them being roommates, there is also another element that drives them closer. It is so silly and it is so unserious, but I love it so much. I love this book so much. It's so good. I just know that because I love this book so much right now, the ending is gonna hurt. I don't think I'm ready for that. But the book is good. The book is amazing. I'm eating it up. Last night, right before going to bed, I finished The Book of Blood and Roses by Summerlee. So I want to give my final thoughts, my update, my review. Because that book was amazing. It was, in fact, a 5-star. Which I am so happy to report. It was not one of those 5 stars, you know, this is gonna change your life, alter your brain chemistry, completely influence the way you view the world. No. However, it was a fun time, it was extremely fast-paced, and I feel like if you are in a reading slump, this book is perfect to pick up because it definitely can pull you out of it. I am extremely happy with the ending that we got. Finally not doomed Yuri. There are still some things unsolved, and it definitely sets up for the next book in this series, which I now cannot wait for. I know this book came out like a month ago or so, but I need the second book right now. While reading, the vibes, the setting, overall this book very much reminded me of Vampire's Academy and the Society for Soulless Girls. The Vampire Academy, the whole series, I read when I was like 12, I think, for the first time, and I reread it when I was 13 or 14. Overall, maybe because of the academical setting, because the vampires and the human coexist in this academy, undergo some things going on. definitely reminded me of that, and I loved it. Actually, I loved that series. I do not remember much of it, but I do remember that I loved it. And I also do remember that I got my friend, who never read at all a single page in her life, I got her into reading with this series, and she was reading faster than me. She was reading in the lessons, on the breaks, all the time. She was reading, and she read this series. The whole series, I think, is like 8 books. She read it in like a couple of days. Yeah. Mind you, that is the person who has never read in her entire life. That's what books can do. Anyways, back to this book. It did heavily remind me also of The Society for Soulless Girls. I read this book this autumn and I loved it. It was absolutely amazing. I think it reminded me a little bit because of the love line. The love line was slightly similar. Not really, but some little details, some vibes were similar. However, still completely different ones. And also the element of mystery, like the subplot, tiny again, of mystery, definitely reminded me of that book as well. And I loved it. I am so here for it. I loved that book. I loved this book even more. It was absolutely amazing. Please go and read it. Another interesting point about this book is how vampires are portrayed. I have never read or ever seen them being portrayed like this. Basically, their features, their weaknesses depend on where they were born or where they were turned. So for example, if you were to become a vampire in a country where people believe that vampires fear prayers, like crosses, garlic, all that stuff, you are gonna be afraid of that as well. However, if you come from a country where garlic doesn't do shit for you, you're not gonna be affected by it. I feel like that is a perfect take on that, because in this academy there are a lot of like international students from the whole world. So it was really interesting to see that not all the vampires were affected the same way. Yes, they're all gonna die if you put a stake through their heart, but like, who wouldn't? That was also very interesting and I enjoyed this take. So that was yesterday, and today I actually started a new book. It is A Dreadful Splendour by B.R. Myers. We are not going to be talking about the Jade City. I am not reading it this month, apparently. I'm sad to report that, but I have no interest in picking it up right now. I am not far into it. I am on page 44, chapter 5. So not a lot was read today. However, I am hoping to read slightly more today before bed, but I probably won't do that. Bridgerton season just came out. I watched all 2 episodes today already. I only have 2 more. I'm so scared. The way 6th episode ended, I knew that was gonna happen from trailer. Okay, a little side rant about Bridgerton. From the trailer, if you know, you know, a lot of people were speculating what is gonna happen in the second part based on, let's say, clothes some characters wore in the trailer for the second part. And I knew that it was gonna happen. I predicted it happening. Some people had like different opinions, but unfortunately, what I thought would happen did happen, and it was heartbreaking. So I'm now scared to continue to the next episode because I know I'm gonna cry like a baby. I know it's gonna absolutely break me, tear my heart out, and I don't think I'm ready for that. But I'm also excited, so probably I'm not gonna be reading more of this book tonight. I'm probably just gonna watch Bridgerton. But anyways, side rant aside, I already love this book. I feel like I'm gonna have an enjoyable time with it. I think I'm gonna like this book even more as I'm reading it. We're basically following this girl, this woman. A, I'm not sure about her age. B, I already do not remember her name. Who is pretending to be a medium. And while she pretends to be a medium, she comes to wealthy people's houses, pretending to be a medium, and she steals from them. Yes, not very ethical, but that's the way she survives. She literally does not have any other opportunities to survive, being a woman in mid-19th century, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's set in 1852. At the point where I am right now, at her last job, at her last affair as a medium, she gets caught by police, so now she is to face trial. However, this old gentleman, this old man comes to her and says that, yeah, I know you trick people. I know you're not a real medium, but that's exactly what I need. I need you to trick my master, or not my master, but person who he's working for, to believe that his late wife, who has recently passed, is okay. She's resting, she's peaceful, and all that stuff. And if you do that, I will act as your attorney at your case, and I'll try, or I will win this case for you. So she really does not have any options. Obviously, she has to do it. So she goes into this house to trick this man, during the night when she tries to sneak out, she actually meets this man who she has to trick, and he has another mission for her. He, for some reason, also knows that she tricks people into believing that she's a medium. So now, because he believes that his wife didn't go peacefully, she didn't kill herself, he believes that she was murdered, so he wants to find out who actually did it. And the genius idea he for some reason came out with is to have this seance, to have this medium, I don't know how these are called, seances, medium event, so good that the killer will just confess. Because they're gonna believe that the wife is angry with them and that she didn't go peaceful at all. That's where I'm at right now. Things are happening, things are interesting. I'm definitely excited to continue, but I think I will continue tomorrow because the Bridgerton's awaiting, my heartbreak's awaiting, so the book will have to wait. Even though I have only 2 days left. Almost 11 p.m. on 28th of February, and I am 155 pages into this book. So I've read this much, which means that I am not going to be finishing it today, and hence I'm not going to be finishing this month. It's sad to be me. It's sad to not be finishing my TBR of this book, and also that one is Jade City. So I'm not going to be finishing my TBR this month. Unfortunately, that has nothing to do with this book and has everything to do with me. I fear I've reached yet another life slump, which may or may not be resolving into a reading slump as well. Today I read like 70 maybe pages. No, 80 pages, by the way, exactly 80 pages. So not much, but I was pretty busy today, but still not an excuse. If I wanted to, I literally could have read more. I am gonna go and read more right now, but so far, this is how far I am into the book. I would say I am enjoying it. No strong feelings towards it so far, so I neither love it, absolutely obsessed with it, nor do I hate it. It's just okay. I am intrigued enough to continue it. I think I just want to take my time with it. What I love about this book and what I like about this story is that we actually get dual timeline. So we follow this girl, this woman whose name, again, I do not remember, because she is acting under a lot of different names, so I'm not sure what her real name is. Anyways, we follow her in the present timeline as she uncovers the murder of this lady Audra, and we also get journal entries of this sad lady Audra from the past. From the age I think she was 13, and hopefully maybe we will get up until the age of 19 when she dies. I think this story is really interesting and it is unique so far of this medium, how they are setting up for the seance. I think I'm gonna like it. Maybe not 5-star, 6-star, but I think I am gonna enjoy this book. I'm literally falling asleep right now, but still, let's go and read this book for a little bit. Hopefully get at least some more into it. Even if I'm not gonna be finishing it this video, you will definitely see it in my prep. already spring. It is already March 1st. Finally, we survived the winter. However, the thing is, I have not finished my monthly TBR. I know this video has been a fail. I read literally one book and not even a half of the other one. And the worst part is that I could have finished it. If I were to push myself more, I could have finished this TBR. I just did not. Let's quickly talk a little bit about the book. Last night, I haven't read that much. Maybe like 50 pages more, I think. I'm liking it. I'm definitely intrigued to see where it goes. I'm not quite obsessed just yet. Maybe that will come later, but right now, it's okay. I definitely want to continue it, but no strong feelings towards it. As for Jade City, I have not read any further than page 50, as I was a week ago or something. So I did fail because of these two books. I have not read them. Oh well, a moment of silence for me. This reading vlog definitely comes to be very chaotic, but hey, I found a 5-star. We're good. Also, as you would have seen, I decorated my room for spring. I think it looks really cute and I'm happy how it is. I wish the weather was more spring because there's still snow and it's still cold. I'm literally wearing a sweater. Again, since it is already March 1st, this actually brings us to the end of the video. I have not finished my monthly TBR, but I did read an amazing book that I still think about. The Book of Blood Roses. It's metaphorically sitting here in my hand. Thank you so much for staying here with me. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of these videos. I will try to make them more successful. Let me know how you did on your February TBR. Maybe I'm not the only one who didn't read her TBR. Thank you so much for staying here with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.